Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For any first time viewers, I'm Jesse Rebirth, and today we're going to be diving into a Diamond Select Gallery figure. Now the thing is I want to say this is my first opened one. I have one before this, which is the Dark Knight Rises Bane that Karen bought me, but I have not opened him yet. We kind of put him aside, and he's kind of hard to get to right now. He's kind of piled up in a closet right now, but after opening this, I was so excited about, just how cheap they are, how, for 49 to 30 to 49 bucks, you get a very cool DC Gallery Select piece. And I mean, I absolutely love this. I don't know how you might feel about it, but I think this is a very solid figure. And I really think it's cool that Todd McFarlane is doing the Batman $40 figure that's basically just like this. I believe his is 1/6 scale though, I'm not sure. But if you watch this video, when I unfolded the little booklet, like how toys used to give you back in the day, I said I really dug Bane and I really dug Catwoman. Well, I went out and I found both of them. Now the great thing is about these is that for the most part, it seems like you can find them almost any time you want, depending on the figure. I know Poison Ivy's a little hard to find now, and I know Two-Face is a little hard to find now, but if you're persistent, you will find them, usually at a comic book shop. But the first thing I did is this Bane is hard to find, apparently. This Catwoman's not the easiest to find either. I did the search. Nothing was coming up. They were coming up on eBay, and then I typed in something like Classic Catwoman Diamond Select Gallery. Took me to FYE, I believe it was, and boom, they had them both. I even got a discount for buying them both. It was crazy. But anyway, we're going to save this cool Catwoman because, I mean, she's classic. This is actually how Catwoman looked when I was getting into comics when I was younger. So I can't wait to get her open, but we're going to lean into Bane here. You can see they come in a very standard box, but, I mean, for the most part, you only live once, so who wants to keep these type of things in box? So what we want to do is we want to get this thing open immediately. If you follow me, Bane is my absolute favorite Batman rogue, and it's mostly because he was in the very first comic that I had ever read as a kid, but not just that. Bane is a badass. I absolutely love this statue of him, but this is the Rebirth style Bane. What we're about to see here is literally the Nightfall style Bane. It leans very heavily on that. If you don't know what Nightfall is one of those stories that's had a huge impact on the pop culture world. Now it's funny that you see a Batman Rebirth standard, art, but it's next to a very old style Bane. Nightfall has had many influences on different things. One, Bane became a very popular character, and he ended up in Batman Forever, which Batman and Robin. My bad. Batman Forever was Two-Face and Riddler, but Batman and Robin. He also ended up in The Dark Knight Rises, and the story where he breaks Batman's back is straight from that old Nightfall story. Now, we have another little, just showing you what Diamond Gallery or Diamond Select has to offer. Now, I do think that this Batman's excellent. I like him, but I don't know if it's something that I'd really care to own. But if we flip this over, how cool are those? Those are mainly the same. They all run in the same series. Now this Poison Ivy is much harder to find, and Two-Face is much harder to find, but I'm sure with a little bit of persistence, you will find them all if you are into these. I am, so we'll see. We might end up with all of them, we might not. We'll see how things go down the road. Now, recently, there's been multiple Bane statues coming out from multiple companies, and they all actually are kind of looking the exact same. And by multiple companies, like Iron Studios did one where it was like so exclusive, that you had to be invited to order it at Sideshow and this and that. And it turns out that, I mean, they had a bunch of them until I went to buy one, and then they had none of them. I think that's partly why I leaned into this. Now, I do not know what this is. I wonder if it is very strange. I don't know. We'll see once we get into this. So, very classic. It looks like he's coming down the stairs to the Batcave, stepping on batarangs, just breaking them, carrying the cowl of the defeated Batman, because he ends up pulling the cowl off of him when he beats him up. Well, he's not even in a cowl. Let's say that. He's not in a cowl. He comes up through the clock that slides over, and Bane's just waiting there for him. He starts beating his ass, and then he gets suited up, and then Bane continues beating his ass, and then he takes him up to a roof and throws him down to the city. But I'm digging it. Check this out. Look at how hairy he is. That's very Nightfall, because Bane is a very hairy guy in Nightfall. He has hair all over the place. I'm digging these green veins from his venom. I dig the classic mask. It's very cool. You can see just nothing overdone. Just a couple tubes going into the back of his head. He had these little metal things that were on the back of his head that they plugged into. He is a very textured figure, but I mean, I think that works very well for him. His pants have this texture to them. His little top kind of has some texture to it too. The gloves do. As I was saying in our Thomas Wayne, that Batman had almost no texture to him, and it worked very well for that figure. But I think this Bane looks very good with the texture on the pants. The cape is all leather looking, and I dig how it looks like just an empty cowl in his hand. I think they did a good job on that. I'm very much digging that. You know what? I bet you this is something like they're worried he'll lean over time. So I guarantee you it's something like that. They want it under his knee, I'm betting. Because you can see he is heavy. So I'm betting that's what that is. There was no instructions to my knowledge. I think he came out to be $30 the way I got him. I know some people are bidding on him for $90 when I was looking into him. I was like, that's a little too much for what's going on with this. But I think he is an excellent figure. Look at this guy. He's buff as can be. He's got the hair all over his back. That's working really well for the classic 90s Nightfall story. He's ripped up, but he's not too ripped up. This Bane is insanely ripped up, but that's because he's back on the juice and he's just going nuts with it. You can see how big the tanks are on his back. This Bane, it just literally went from his glove to his head. Very classic. That one does too, but it's going into a huge tank. But I think it's an excellent figure. You can see our Batman here for comparison. So you know that this Bane is a big guy if he was standing completely straight up. I think this would be an excellent figure if he had articulation. If they made a figure that looked just like this, it'd be perfect. But he's going to look really good in our DC lineup. I'm really digging the 90s style. I think right now comics is in such a dismal state, and it's so sad that you go backwards and you really enjoy these stories that came before. There's a lot of them you've never read, but there is such a good, plentiful back catalog that you can get lost in these characters forever with their back catalog and not even have to worry about what's going on right now. If you know what's going on right now, then you know. But excellent. I think he's great. Now it does worry me that they think he's gonna lean and that he is so heavy, and that, I mean, at least he came with this piece that I'll leave there. He feels very solid now with that on there. I absolutely think that was meant for that. But I would recommend this figure. I think he's excellent. If you're a Bane fan, then you're absolutely going to love it. He's not overdone. He's just big enough. You could have bought a $140 1/10 scale Ironhead Studio statue or you could just get this guy. I mean, he might be about the same price now, I don't know, but I mean, I got him for 30 bucks at FYE. So I mean, apply yourself, you will find it. This has been a short and simple, sweet video. I just wanted to dive into this Bane. I wanted to share them with you, let you know a little bit about Nightfall, how I feel about it, but I hope you enjoyed this video. These are absolutely a great alternative to spending a lot of money on some of these smaller statues. I like Tweeterhead, I believe that's how you say it, Tweeterhead. We bought their Dark Knight Returns statue, and for the price of it and the size of it, I'd much rather go with something like this. But thank you for all the love and support you guys have been showing me. I do read all your comments and I do get around to them all. It just takes me some time when I'm backlogged, but please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're collecting these. I know a lot of people were saying about this one, they had mixed feelings. I could get that. I think his cape's a little funny. Karen thinks his cape's a little funny, but I think it's a good looking Batman. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you are buying these, if you are looking for them. I got them at FYE again, but thank you for all the love and support you guys are all showing me. And as always, keep buying toys.
Ha ha ha!